So this is the report. New report: heat pumps could cut household energy bills by 1.5 billion every year,
Yeah.
and help protect thousands of Kiwi jobs. I'll just read the first paragraph or two. A new report released today by the New Zealand Green Building Council reveals a major opportunity to tackle New Zealand's energy crisis while delivering significant benefits for households, businesses, and the wider economy. With fossil gas supplies in terminal decline and energy demand rising, the country faces increasing energy costs, business closures, and job losses. But the report protecting industry jobs and household budgets as the gas runs out shows that accelerating heat pump adoption could help erase pressure on the energy system, cut costs, and help keep Kiwi businesses open. Now, you are literally the man who wrote the document.
Yeah.
I'd love
I
to
had,
hear some more
I,
information on this.
I do have to acknowledge I had plenty of help both from building council and through the experts who reviewed it. But so
You don't have to acknowledge that. You don't have to.
so,
You can if you want to be nice. You don't have to.
so so
I'm kidding.
so the guts of it is
Yep.
everyone's always said, oh, residential is a minor part of natural gas use. It's not worth worrying about.
Yep.
In broad terms, we used to produce about 200 petajoules of natural gas a year. A petajoule, what's that? It's a shitload. Now
200,
it's down to
200 shitloads. Good.
yeah.
Gotcha. With you.
Now production is down to 100, and
Okay.
that drop has occurred in the last 3 years. The
Wow.
projection is that it will be down to production will be down to 36 in a decade. And
So hang on. Let's talk this through as you're saying it. So 200 shitloads, 200 petajoules. Did we use all of that? So we used all of the 200. So going to 100, what, it has probably doubled the price of it or something similar, because if we used 200 the year before, then 100 ain't enough. So how did that work?
Methanex has been closing down for sustained periods. That they've just reopened recently, but for
And explain who they are. Methanex.
Methanex is the factory in New Plymouth that turns natural gas into methanol and then exports it.
Okay.
That they're the largest consumer of natural gas in the country. They consume about 50 petajoules a
Wow.
year. So
Okay.
when they turn off, it's a big thing. So production is meant to go down to 36 in a decade's time, and Shane Jones has been advised that it could actually be much quicker, because as it starts to collapse, no one will put money into investing to keep it going. So
Right.
the fields are closed down. So there's a huge collapse in the supply of natural gas. Hey, well, we don't want to be burning natural gas ideally anyway, right? It's a climate change causing gas. But there are industrial uses that are impossible or hard to change, like Methanex, like fertilizer production, like lime production, and some other things that you need very high temperatures as part of their processes. And then we use 30 petajoules a year for electricity production, and it makes out 10% of our electricity. So
Okay.
we're losing all this gas, and it supplies a bunch of our electricity, the most expensive electricity. And so as that supply balance is getting worse, the price of natural gas is going up, and it's forcing the price of electricity up as well. And so we're seeing all these manufacturers close down, blaming energy prices. And the proximate cause of that is the natural gas running out. There's also the fact that, you have like a dry winter and things like that. But
Let me ask something. I don't want clarification. Sorry, dude. We use 30 petajoules for our energy usage, like what we're doing. Does that mean the stuff that comes to the house that heats our water, or does that mean the stuff that goes to an electrical company that they then turn into our electricity with, or is it both?
So 30 petajoules just for the electricity. Households and commercial buildings, and this is what the paper's mainly about, use about 20 petajoules, and most of that is on space heating, so keeping your house warm, and water heating. And so what we did is because everyone used to say, who cares, it's only 10 petajoules. Well, 10 petajoules might not be much when you're reducing 200, but it's a lot when you're reducing 36.
Yeah.
So we looked at it, and we looked not just at residential, but also these commercial buildings. And we said, well, what they've just done in the state of Victoria, where they're also having natural gas issues, and it's a whole complicated other reason, is they've said we need to get households and businesses over to using heat pumps, not only for the space heating, but water heaters, which heat pump water heaters are quite rare in New Zealand. Only about 3% of households have them so far, but they save a huge amount of power. And it turns out when you run the numbers, and this is what I spent a lot of time in Excel documents doing, is if we could move the heating of both the space and the water in households all over to heat pumps. So currently there's resistance heating, right? Like just your bar heater, and the classic cylinder water heater you have uses 4 times the energy that a heat pump uses. If we move those over to heat pumps and move the gas over to heat pumps, you save 18 petajoules of natural gas directly, and you can save up to 30 petajoules of natural gas that's been used as electricity, because that all that natural gas that's been burned to electricity is basically being burned on the cold mornings to supply electricity to heat up homes. And so if we could be more efficient about that,
you're right.
We then free up all this electricity and this natural gas for our industry, because if we don't, the current plan, or what's happening currently, is we lose our manufacturing base, and then we're essentially stuffed as a higher income country, right? We're not going to get rich by having tourists and selling milk powder. If we lose these manufacturing companies, not only do we lose the jobs and the income that they create, but we have to then import all the high value stuff that we've been manufacturing here instead, and we just get poorer. So so the calculations were really exciting. It's not something that I was expecting, or the Green Building Council, to realize just how much energy could be released if we could move over buildings over to heat pumps. And in fact, when they went and talked to government agencies and ministers, they were really surprised as well. And they said, look, have you got your numbers right? And I see today ECA coming out and saying, hey, we should be using heat pumps more, guys. And it's like, yeah, we should be, because we can either reduce our household demand for these things, or we can lose our manufacturing base. That's the binary choice here.